What's up, guys? I figured today, we did it was a few videos back, but we did like a top five mistakes or whatever for starting off in like investing collecting. So today we're gonna do like a kind of five things that I would do to get started, or like just like advice I'd give, for just someone who came up to me and was like, "Hey, I want to get started in this," or what should I do, or whatnot. So, simple as that. And then also, I did start uploading some videos onto Rumble. It's not like new videos; it's just gonna be like re-uploads of all these. And then I'll eventually start doing like exclusive stuff over there, just for like stuff I can't do over here. So So without further ado, let's get into it. So obviously, I think the first thing you should do before you do anything is establish goals in like a time frame. Kind of like chess, you got to be like five moves ahead. So figure out obviously, are you wanting to just like keep sealed product, invest in that? Are you wanting to crack boxes and try and like flip singles or grade cards? Are you trying to do both? What's your like time frame? What's your budget? Um, stuff like that essentially. Don't just kind of start buying cards like without a plan, right? Before you buy anything, establish goals, time frames. Um, maybe, you know, buy a little bit at first and then slowly buy, don't like let's say you got $1,000 or something and you want to make maybe just put like 500 of it in and then keep 500 cash on the side in case like something comes up, right? For like any boxes you want to buy or whatever. Um, so kind of figure all that out, get a time frame. Um, you know, are you like, if we're doing sealed booster boxes, right? A time frame to hold a sealed box, like you got to be at least like minimum 5 years, like minimum. Um, Obviously, crazy stuff can happen, but you should expect a minimum to hold it 5 years. Um, that's really about it. Just kind of that's for you to figure out, right? But that's what you need to be doing before you buy anything. Number two, I put this here because I spent more than 5 minutes on Reddit this morning, and it like I've lost like at least 20 brain cells. Um, just Here's the thing, right? Is and like the reason I like justify stupidly getting on there before I get off 5 minutes later is it's like I want to see what's going on, right? Like I'm not gonna like reply to anybody. Like I realize like most of them like seem to be like bots, honestly. Um, but here, what you get though is it's like either people like taking pictures of like really expensive stuff and being like, "Oh, is this worth anything? Is this worth anything?" Or it's like just junk, right? Or you'll get people who will literally post a picture of like a graded card and they'll be like, "Just got this back from PSA," but then you look and the cert numbers like 5, 10 years old, and it's like, no, you didn't. Like maybe you just bought it, but you definitely didn't just get it back from like it's it's like literally all just fake. Like so, you actually will get no grasp what like if you. I can just tell you this right now. If you want to get like a pulse on the market, you will not get that at all from Reddit. And I like somehow tell myself I will just to like justify because I still get like emails with like look at this Reddit post and I always click on them for some dumb reason, and then I end up on these like 5 minute rabbit holes, and it's just like I've learned nothing and now I hate the world and it's scary. Like yeah, don't be terminally online. Like I get it. Like I grew up. Like trust me. Like my whole life I grew up. Like I made some of my best friends online playing World of Warcraft. Like I get the whole online social community and stuff. Um, that ain't it. This ain't it. So just trust me. You will not gain anything from that. You some laughs, but then you'll also just honestly get scared. It's scary. Um, Number three, I like this. Some guy, man, I wish I could remember what video it was. It was basically like in the video I was like, do not open Pokemon booster boxes. for singles, like you'll get hosed. And he was like, hey, I tell people, go open one, go open two, see what, and I totally agree with that. Like, you know what? Go open a box, see what happens, right? Like, now hopefully you don't yeah, exactly. Like, go open an Evolving Skies box and let me know how that goes for you, right? Um, so like, obviously there's certain boxes that like you should open. Like for example, like how I got started was I pre-ordered Dominaria not remastered, Dominaria United. And I luckily like I got the boxes for what, like 110. Yeah, I was like with taxes, shipping, everything, like 110 a box, and I got like 5 boxes, 5 set boxes. Or no, I got one draft. I got one draft because like this is what I was first doing. I was like people are saying to get the set boxes if you're cracking, but I was like, but I want to just see what a draft box is, keep that sealed. Um, and I actually got extremely lucky with that. I hit like 4 or 5 Shieldreds, and I got very like, but and like the Lilianas, but yeah. So like that's kind of how I started. Is I just went and got like 5. I pre-ordered 5 of the next Magic set coming out, and I cracked all the boxes, and I just sold the singles, learned how to sell singles, and that's kind of like what transitions into this is sell some cheap cards, right? So like even if you're planning on just keeping like booster boxes sealed, go buy a case of a Pokemon set and then buy like a box. So buy like 7 boxes, right? Like a case and a box. This really doesn't work well with Pokemon. Maybe more so with Magic. And crack one of the boxes and then keep the case, right? And then just sell the cards so you can kind of enjoy the set. You've seen the set, right? Because like you're holding on to it, right? So kind of do have a little bit of fun with it, maybe, right? Like, I mean, it mostly is for fun, but it'll keep you sane. But sell some cheap cards from the sets. You get to enjoy the sets, and it keeps your store kind of afloat. Keeps you with build good feedback. Get you in the flow of packing, selling, makes you more comfortable. Like I don't know, like how many of us out there, at least me personally, when I was first buying in cases, like because I went from like booster boxes to cases. I remember like I think like the first 3 cases I ended up opening because I was just like, nah, I gotta see inside it. Even though like I knew it was from like a reputable source, I was like, I gotta open the case. Like, so like I totally understand that. Um, but just don't get too crazy, right? That's the one thing too. Like we talked about is you gotta like keep your sealed and your opening stuff completely separate. You can't just start going on a spree just opening stuff. But the last thing really is you gotta make changes, right? So like we gotta establish goals and time frames. Well, we may learn after kind of doing these that our goals and our time frames weren't very accurate, and that's okay. And so then we can readjust, make changes, and yeah, it's okay to make mistakes. In fact, it's good to make mistakes when you're selling the cheap cards. Like I can tell you, I accidentally, what was it? I think I sent like a guy like a foiled version. I made some very stupid mistakes at the beginning. Like I would send like a foiled or like a non-foiled version instead of the foiled version, or like a border, like just really dumb little mistakes, right? On like those like cheap, like because I was selling like 50 cent, 75 cent, $1.50 cards, stuff like that, right? And when you're like doing these orders where it's like 3 of this card, 4 of this card, 2 of this card, and they're all like cheap cards, you can make like really stupid mistakes. And a lot of times with stuff like that, the people are totally cool. It's like if you work with them, a lot of the times I would just take the L and I would just send them the other, I would just be like, hey, I'm sending you the other card in the mail, right? Because it's like 75 cents and then like $1, it's less than $1 to mail it in like an envelope. So, yeah, like just do that, build up good rep, and then, also, I didn't put this on here, but like people are worried about scams and all. I can tell you right now, and I like this obviously isn't for everybody, right? And obviously I've worked in retail, and I've like done like a lot of like scam, like I'm very or not, I'm not prone at all. I'm very aware of scams, basically, right? So I can tell you, I personally have not been scammed, or had any issues or anything, and I've been selling on TCG Player and eBay. eBay, I've been on it for a little over a year, like a year and a half. And like you get a lot more like messagey, scammy stuff on eBay. TCG Player, I haven't had like anything. The most annoying thing on either of them is if like someone buys something and then like they message you and they're like, oh, I didn't mean to buy that, can you refund it? And then that's just like annoying and stupid, and it's whatever. But like I've never had someone try and like scam. Like I just don't do returns. Like no returns accepted. I take like pictures of like. Also, here's a little tip too. I personally don't like dealing with super high end product. So once anything I have gets close to like anywhere near 1,000 or a little over 1,000, I usually like to, unless like obviously like cases and stuff that's different. But I'm talking like like a single booster box, or like a single card. Once that stuff starts getting like over $1,000, I just like dude. From someone who lived in California for 4 years, let me just tell you, rich people can get very weird. All right, so I don't like dealing with super high end product because I just know those can get weird. So if you want to deal with super high end product, just be ready to deal with like super weird people. But yeah, if you have any questions or any tips you'd like to give, let me know. Have a good one, guys.